The next formula we're going to look at are the half angle formulas. So yesterday we saw the double angle formulas, now we're looking at half angle. So if you remember this Pythagorean triple, it's 3, 4, 5. If you don't remember, you can always use Pythagorean theorem to solve for that missing side. Alright, so we're going to start by setting up cosine of x over 2. So using our formula for cosine, we have plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of x all over 2. Evaluating these, plus or minus 1 plus cosine is 4 over 5 all over 2. So we need a common denominator in that numerator to add our fractions. So we get 1 turns into 5 over 5. So we have 9/5 in the numerator. And remember, when you divide, it goes in the denominator. So that 2 is going to go in the denominator with my 5, and I'm going to multiply. Then I can split this up. The square root of 9 is 3. And rationalizing, we move that radical to the numerator and drop it in the denominator. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So I'm going to find sine of x over 2 and then flip it to get our cosecant. So for sine, we have plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine x all over 2. So again, substituting that cosine value, this time we have 1 minus 4/5 all over 2. And of course, 5 over 5 minus 4 over 5 gives us 1/5. That 2 again is going to go in the denominator, making this the square root of 1/10. Square root of 1 is 1 over the square root of 10. Because we want to flip this to find our cosecant, I'm going to leave it unrationalized. So when I flip it, I get the square root of 10. For tangent, we have two options. We can either use the first formula, 1 minus cosine over sine, or sine over 1 plus cosine. I'm going to start with the first formula, and when we see tangent again, I'll use that second formula. So cosine again was 4/5 all over the sine of x, which was 3/5. In the numerator, 1 minus 4/5 is 1/5 divided by 3/5. So remember, when you've got fractions, you want to multiply by the reciprocal. So our 5's cancel, giving me 1/3. Next, we're going to look how to evaluate non-unit circle values exactly using our half angle formulas. So what we want to think about is that 105 is exactly half of 210. So we're looking for sine of 210, which is a unit circle value, divided by 2. Instead of doing plus or minus on this one, because we know which quadrant we're in, 105 degrees lands in the second quadrant and sine is positive. So I'm going to use the positive root of 1 minus cosine of 210 degrees all over 2. All right, cosine of 210 degrees, that lands in the third quadrant where cosine is negative, and 210 is a multiple of 30, so that reference first quadrant angle of 30 degrees, cosine is square root of 3 over 2, all over 2. Simplifying inside that radical, we have 1 plus root 3 over 2, which becomes, with a common denominator, 2 plus root 3 all over 2, all over 2. Remember, when we divide fractions, it goes in the denominator. So this is 2 plus the square root of 3 all over 4. That 4 is a perfect square, so I'm going to simplify my denominator. And even though I should be simplifying that radical within a radical, we decided that we're going to leave that algebra alone, and you guys can leave it simplified in this form.